your staircase a centerpiece. We offer personalized selection and shipping service from Canada to SVG. Contact Marlon on WhatsApp at 289-200-7649 or District Stairs on Facebook.
At the People's Pharmacy, we've put our mission at the center of our name. We are people-centered, and every day we renew this commitment to providing products and services that help our valued customers lead healthier and happy lives. The People's Pharmacy fills prescriptions promptly and accurately, and also offers a wide range of vitamins and supplements, plus generic medication for everything from an upset stomach to the common cold. We offer toiletries and baby care items, skin care and hair care items too. All that coupled with a friendly, knowledgeable, and efficient staff to ensure customer satisfaction every time you shop. The People's Pharmacy offers extended opening hours, 8 in the morning to 8 p.m., Mondays through Saturdays. For more information, give us a call at 456-1170. The People's Pharmacy. We go further to serve you better.
General Hardware still has the best prices on steel, lumber, and plywood. So go on, compare prices. And if by chance you find a better price, no stress. Just talk to the General, and they will beat that price plus give you special priority delivery. Yes, General Hardware offers free island-wide delivery on most purchases, so you never have to worry about getting your goods on site on time. Plus, shopping at General Hardware is a pleasant experience with friendly, knowledgeable staff always ready to serve. What more could you wish for, huh? So come to General Hardware for proper service, lowest prices, free delivery, and see why nobody beats the General. Nobody.
Sandra, where you going in such a hurry?
Y'all, I have so much stuff I need to buy. I need to get to town fast. Plus, it's end of month.
But what you really need to buy, so?
Well, I need to look for a swimsuit for my pool party Sunday. I need to pick up my medication. And I need some nails to fix the door. And I have to get something to eat. Oh, yes. And I need to buy some grease and go bank to get some money for all that.
But Sandra, you can get all those things at the Joshua Center.
For true?
Yes, girl, everything.
The Joshua Center has everything for you, from clothes to decor, and even grab a drink and lunch too. It's all here, just for you.
Customize your kitchen exactly how you like it. At Jake's Kitchen, we supply natural British hardwood cabinets for all purposes, like over the hood and standard wall cabinets with wine and plate racks and different accessories to choose from. And Jake's Kitchen has the very best white and stainless steel microwaves, stoves, and fridges with water dispenser. And we've got items for other parts of the house too. Give your kitchen that posh Hollywood look for the best price in the land at Jake's Kitchen. Open 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. Mondays to Fridays and until 12 Saturdays. Jake's Kitchen, upstairs Caribbean Glass, Grenville Street. Call 456-2126. Email sales.caribglass@vincisurf.com.
Accidents can happen in the blink of an eye. There can be injury or even death. Protect yourself today. Call Century Insurance at 456-2247 or Beckway 458-3855 or contact our representative, Mr. Jason Sergeant, in the Visual Mall in Beckway 454-4260. Protect your investment from passenger liability, earthquake, volcanic eruptions, floods, hurricanes, contractors all risk, and more. We cover all classes and types of motor vehicles and heavy equipment. Century Insurance, upstairs, the First St. Vincent Bank building in Kingstown. Call us today and let us protect you. Call our Kingstown office at 456-2247 or Beckway 458-3855 or contact our representative, Mr. Jason Sergeant, in the Bayshore Mall in Beckway at 454-4260. Century Insurance. We protect you.
Play for and win even more. National Lottery says more cash in store. 4 numbers from 0 to 9. In $5,000 with $1 in line. Base for play for, you win even more.
Beautiful white and black sand beaches, lush mountains and valleys, rivers, hidden waterfalls, and multiple islands and islets. St. Vincent and the Grenadines. We are a friendly people, welcoming tourists from all over the world with exotic boutique and luxury hotels and a hospitable business environment. Let's make all tourists welcome at our international airport, on cruises, on yachts, on sailboats, on land and sea tours, at beach lines, at our restaurants, shops and bars, and at our national festivals. St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Tourism is everyone's business. Live it, love it, embrace it.
Tourism is everyone's business. Live it, love it, embrace it.
That could have been you. An accident that could have been avoided because your tires had almost no grip on the road. Safety is a factor that should never be overlooked when it comes to your car or whatever you drive. SVG Tire Sales and Services in Falls Avenue and in Arnisvale carries a wide selection of quality new tires to fit any car, truck, minibus, or SUV, so you can experience a comfortable and safe commute every time. We are agents for the world's most reliable brands on and off the road, including Kenda Tires, the king of the mountain, Cooper Tires, king of the road and track, Ostone, the king of the outback, and High Fly, the king of the Asian highway. We also carry new tires for light or heavy-duty trucks from MRF, High Fly, and Linglong. A reliable set of new tires keep you, your passengers, and your payload always in the safe lane. So when you need quality tires with reliability at 100%, choose SVG Tire Sales and Services in Kingstown, 457-1467, or in Arnisvale, 456-6444. SVG Tire Sales and Services. Performance and reliability proven when the rubber meets the road.
It's fast. No waiting. Easy to play. You can win instantly. Available at all auto agents from Tuesday, November 21st.
Sandra, where you going in such a hurry?
Y'all, I have so much stuff I need to buy. I need to get to town fast. Plus, it's end of month.
But what you really need to buy, so?
Well, I need to look for a swimsuit for my pool party Sunday. I need to pick up my medication. And I need some nails to fix the door. And I have to get something to eat. Oh, yes. And I need to buy some grease and go bank to get some money for all that.
But Sandra, you can get all those things at the Joshua Center.
For true?
Yes, girl, everything.
The Joshua Center has everything for you, from clothes to decor, and even grab a drink and lunch too. It's all here just for you.
All right, morning time. We're some 22 minutes before the 8 o'clock hour, of course, on a Monday morning. And it's time now for us to share the morning with you. Time for us to get interactive, stepping into the morning scoop here on the Star. It is a Monday, of course, a day where after weekend filled with a lot of rainfall here in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, and touch a little bit on that, and there's a whole lot more for us to talk about. And first of all, let me just say good morning to my buddy, Zion Marshall. Good morning. How are you doing?
I good. Good morning. Good morning to you, my buddy.
How you living?
That is true. Well, wait.
I'm happy.
That's true. Yeah, because when I came in, a few things. Good morning to everybody. Let me just pick up everybody who say good morning on the live so far. So we have Doreen Edwards, Phyllis, Val, and remember to keep us in up to date in when the arrangement so your mom's burial is going to be all right. Ev, big up to you and good morning. Thank you so much for that message early. That's the first thing I wake up to. I'm like, okay, then the situation in the UK. Anika, Weslin, George, Valentine, Daki, and Franklin. Good day to all of you who've already logged on and said good morning. And the others who would log on shortly, well, we go shout them up. Hopefully, we will see them. So it's a beautiful Monday morning, like you said, Danny, following a weekend of a lot of rain, which I enjoyed because I took the time to rest. I didn't leave home all weekend. So that was really helpful for me. I took the time to recover and so on. It was a song a lot better than I did last week. So, excuse me. So yeah, I'm happy to be here to interact with our listeners this morning. I must congratulate both my teams. Everybody, I was on TikTok and everybody is raving about that Chelsea-Manchester City game. And it was the best game. So it's the best game so far of the league. And I can't understand my team because against the big name teams, we play well. Our first game of the season, Liverpool, we drew. We played against Arsenal. We should have won. We went from 2-0 up to drawing two alls against Man City. 8-goal thriller, 4-4, and we should have won that. But Anthony Taylor just loves Chelsea, so he cheating every single time he referees against us. And we beat Tottenham 4-1. So we are holding our own against the top teams. But when we go and play Brentford and Wolves and West Ham, we get licks. I don't understand what's going on. But hopefully this is a turning point for the boys. So I congratulate them on that good result. Also, Roma had a good result against Lazio as well. 0-0, should have won that game as well too. But hey, I got at the point. You know, so sporting wise for me on the weekend, it was really, really, really good. I ain't done. Whatever happened to that final game? Because I'm watching the final game, the Super 50 Cup, Denny. And in the middle of the Super 50 Cup, when Sinkit should still be batting, I see them showing all games, replaying all games. Did rain come or something?
Yeah, they had 2 rain interventions, so they were just doing some replays during that time. That's what happened.
Okay,
but it was a miserable final. Leeward Island Hurricanes, they made 130 odd.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I don't know what happened to these teams coming to the end. They make Trinidad Red Force with some chuckers bowl them out, but that's another story. And then they make Darren Bravo look like he could bat.
Well, and I was just about to make the point. It shows up the fact that we still have a serious batting problem within the Caribbean. The odd teams, would have gone over 300, but there's not that consistency with regards to building large scores. We're now accustomed to the 150 and the 190 and just over 200.
In a 50 over game.
250 is not even a good score these
days. Like a 220 game. I mean, could you imagine that?
Yeah.
So Red Force won, I would assume.
That's correct.
All right. Well, congratulations to the Red Force on winning another title in the regional competition. Now, Denny, I heard some news this morning globally. David Cameron is back.
Yeah.
Given the Baron, so he's now Lord David Cameron. And apparently that is the only way he could have served in government, because this is an unusual thing, according to commentators in the UK. The Home Secretary, Suella Braverman, who spent 1 week as Home Secretary under Liz Truss government, was sacked.
Yep.
And then, she spent a little while because I was about almost a month or so. But she didn't spend the whole month. And then a week after, she's back as Home Secretary because of maybe some kind of deal struck between herself and Rishi Sunak to become Home Secretary again. But her tenure as Home Secretary has been plagued with a number of things, breaking ministerial code, and she's considered by some commentators. Now, of course, there's the opposing view of that. She's sponsored by some commentators. She's sponsored now, referred to as someone who fuels public tension as opposed to encouraging calm and reason and rational in discussions. And some of the things that she says inflames public tension. So last week you heard the comments about people who engage in pro-Palestinian marches, essentially hate marches, police playing favorites and so forth. And as a result, you saw a far-right demonstration, a counter demonstration, even in England against on Armistice Day, and they clashed with police officers. And people are believing that these far-right extremists were emboldened by Ms. Braverman's comments. So, she had a very stormy moment. Homelessness is a lifestyle choice, the way she dealt with immigrants. As a matter of fact, one area, I think it's Camden in the UK, you had garbage trucks actually picking up people's tents and so forth and disposing of them. So she had a horrible tenure as Home Secretary, and so finally she was removed as Home Secretary in a reshuffle, and the Foreign Minister was then made Home Secretary. Interestingly, that's been referred to as a promotion, I heard it being referred to as a promotion,
yes.
right? So I always thought there's like Home Secretary is like National Security Minister, right? So in the British pecking order, the National Security Minister ministry is a what do you call it now? A promotion from foreign minister. Interesting. But the big surprise is that David Cameron, former prime minister, the man who led them to Brexit, is back. And this time as foreign minister, Lord David Cameron. That's interesting. And a number of individuals trying to figure out exactly what this means. You bring in someone back after so many years, almost 10 years, 8 years, he's been out of office, out of government. He didn't have the end to his 10 years prime minister wasn't the best. They still blame him for where Britain is now regarding Brexit and so forth. So why bring him back? Is it an attempt at shoring up his government? Then he putting some experience in his government, changing the narrative. Interesting stuff. But that's what's happening in Britain. While Mr. Guardians has a 32-year-old foreign minister, England, Britain, with a Conservative Party of over 300 MPs, 340 something, 360 something MPs, brings back former Prime Minister who left government 8 years ago. What's next? Boris Johnson? I don't I don't know. It's interesting though. It's quite interesting. So that's I found that to be, and Ev woke me up with that. Well, he didn't wake me up, but as I'm scrolling to get my bits and so on, I got that message from Evan. I'm like, wow, interesting times. I messaged my friend James Schneider, who was spokesperson for former Labour leader James Corbyn. I say, boss, what's going on here? He said, well, I guess for them it makes sense. So that's one part of it. I don't know if anybody following then the U.S. presidential situation, because you're having the Republican debate happening. Nothing is happening on the Democrat side because apparently nobody's is challenging Biden. But the field of Republicans, despite Trump isn't there, he's still leading the pack, and he's not even there, and he's leading the pack, as he would say, bigly.
Huge. He's taking it definitely as far as the Republican nomination is concerned, despite the fact that he's been faced with fair number of court cases.
91 charges.
Wow, that's a lot.
Now, here's what I find to be interesting, and that is term I'd use. Any other country where a leader or where a politician, a former leader, let's put the same dynamics, a former leader is facing those type of charges and leading the polls, the US would brand that country all kind of how. But hey, c'est la vie, as Denny would say. And as Denny says as well. That's an interesting thing. Someone facing so many different charges, 91 different criminal charges, and he is still the front runner for the Republican Party. Americans are saying he may be indicted. He may be an indicted felon or what have you, but he's all indicted felon. Left him. What a thing, eh?
Amazing.
But then those same people would talk about Maduro, who was elected. They talk about Cuba. They talk about Russia. They talk about Nicaragua. And anybody associated with Russia, the let's call them again, the rich people again, the oligarchs, the oligarchs, and or the friends of Putin. But when you look at America and the friends of the president and who's making money, something quite interesting that came up. I was reading on the weekend. Even as the Republicans talk about Hunter Biden and Hunter Biden lapped upon how much money Hunter Biden got from doing business in Ukraine, apparently Trump owns 131 trademarks in China.
Wow.
Yep.
That's significant.
Significant. And somebody was saying, here it is a foreign, and of course in China, once it's in China, the government owns it. The government owns it for you. And at any time the government could use those trademarks that you make millions of dollars from and use them as bargaining chips. But of course, the Republicans would say nothing about that. So politics is an interesting something. Vivek Ramaswamy, of his name, was accusing Nikki Haley of becoming a billionaire off of lobbying and so on at the last debate. It's amazing, eh? Sometimes if you just sit back and you watch, and which is going to lead me into the next point I'm going to make, and I'm just having a discussion until 8 o'clock, and then after 8 o'clock we could switch up to something local. But anybody at all following the Palestinian conflict, the Israeli-Palestinian conflict? And I heard the ambassador to the UN, and this is now the new talking point. This is now the new talking point. The ambassador to the UN was addressing the Security Council, and he said, "Oh, well, first of all, the Israelis," and I heard a former ambassador of the US to Israel say, "I don't care about the UN because they're biased." So now, everyone is Hamas. Everywhere is Hamas. Even UN workers are Hamas now. So I thought the Israeli ambassador to the UN was disrespectful. I thought so. In the way he addressed the UN, the way he referred to the Secretary General previously. He says, UNWRA workers are Hamas, ambulance drivers are Hamas, and teachers are Hamas, and they're all Hamas. And Hamas is everywhere, and we are trying to raid out Hamas. And to me, that is laying the groundwork for the absolute elimination of Palestine. Because, hey, everybody's... So I can shoot a hospital, I can shoot up an ambulance, because, hey, they are all Hamas. There is absolutely no differentiation made, and the US is complicit in this, and so is the UK, in between civilians and non-combatants. And that's wrong. And I was looking at the latest figures of children dead, 4,500 or more. And it occurred to me that my Christian brothers and sisters, it occurred to me now what your Bible means when it says, suffer the little children. No wonder y'all praying for Israel. No wonder my Christian brothers and sisters praying for Israel and supporting Israel. Because when you can kill 4,500 children or more, hey, this must be what your Bible means when Jesus says, suffer the little children. Has to be. It has to be. Because I can't see another scenario of more deep suffering of children that Christians say it's the will of the Lord. That Christian says the Lord promised Israel. It's the Lord, they say. So finally, I understand the meaning of the scripture, suffer the little children. So that's what's going on in Palestine. And Christians think this is God's will. And they talk about Amalek and the Holy Land and so forth. Hey, well, thank you very much, my Christian brothers and sisters, for allowing me to see the revelation of the meaning of that text. And I guess 4,500 are enough. 11,000 civilians are enough. There's not enough suffering. You got to suffer the little children some more. So I guess prefer Israel some more and support them some more so that they could probably kill 10,000 children and 25,000 civilians, you know, and just wipe out Palestine, and we would have fulfilled the prophecy of suffering the little children. I mean, it is a moment in our lives. It is a moment in our time that if the powerful nations and those who profess to be Christians and who believe in the power and the might of God to do something, if they do not intervene, we look back in the same way the world looks back at slavery and the Holocaust and other atrocities, we're going to look back, or children and grandchildren are going to look back at this period in time and go, wow, Christians really did that and said that? Countries really voted against a ceasefire? The US really blocked a ceasefire in the Security Council? Wow. And we sat back and allowed a nation, because more and more documents are showing that this is part of forced displacement. Exactly what the Brits did to the Garifuna. Exile them on Baliso, where, according to history, only Goanna could have survived. And then after Rattan Island, the plan seems to be to get the Palestinians off the land and put them in Sinai Desert. Put them in Sinai Desert. In a desert. Something like Baliso, uninhabitable. Move, go there. Once you push them out of the land, and then Sinai, you make sure they don't come back. So the land is yours. Of course, causing even more suffering to people and children. But according to Christians, that's God's will. Well, to some Christians. So we got to pray for Israel and suck with it, but really what Palestine. And now, what you're having is, and I was looking at this, I don't know if you're familiar with Candace Owens, Denny, black lady, she's over on Trump. She's now saying that, well, you see, Israel is losing for the first time the media war. Because any discussion at all, no matter how academic, that mentions certain things or criticizes the state of Israel was deemed anti-Semitic. And some of the biggest supporters of Israel were deemed as anti-Semitic simply because they engage in certain discussions. And so they've driven people away. Kyrie Irving posted a link, no commentary. He almost lost his job. He had to do this. Donate $500,000. Apologize to this. Meet this. For posting a link of a documentary that is on Amazon. But Amazon ain't shut down. These Jews are powerful people. Somebody came on TikTok saying the other day, Kanye is probably right. What's going on there? So they get away with anything, they say anything, they do anything. And if you dare criticize, you're anti-Semitic. What? And I always bring us back to the discussion and show the difference between the discussion surrounding slavery and reparations and the Holocaust. You have a movement in the US right now where they're trying to whitewash the history, banning critical race theory and so forth. You can't talk about slavery. As a matter of fact, they're telling you now that slaves learn things, valuable skills from slavery. All of these things are happening regarding the history of black people and the atrocity that was committed to millions of black people. Try that with the Holocaust now. Try mispronounce the word Holocaust and see what happened to you. But you can speak of slavery however you want to. They're asking, why should we be paying for that? Nobody asked that when it came to reparation for the Holocaust. Look at the difference in the way the discussion is done. People deny slavery, deny the impact of slavery. Millions, over 20 million people were killed during slavery. Hundreds of millions displaced. Families torn apart. the most barbaric and inhumane thing ever done to a people on the face of this earth, slavery. But people are allowed, other races are allowed to get away, well, primarily white people are allowed to get away with questioning it, tinkering with it, rewriting it, all of those things with impunity. Nobody questions that. But question anything about the Holocaust. Raise a question. You're cancelled. You're done. Done. Why? And I remember saying early in this thing, if it's one people, and I ain't telling you to give up your work and become a freedom fighter, but if it's one people who should understand the plight of the Palestinians and what they're going through, apartheid, oppression, forced displacement, being treated as second class, follow the language used in the conflict. Up to October 7 was barbaric and is it animals and so on. Oh, but 10,000 Palestinians died. They died. There's nothing barbaric about bombing hospital. There's nothing barbaric about killing 4,500 children. There's nothing inhumane about any of that. That's justified because, get this, Israel has a right to defend itself. I study international relations. And all states have a right to defend itself, all. But when it comes to international humanitarian law and law of war, one of the things that is always points that is always made is the issue of proportionality. What is the right amount of force to use in response to aggression, in response to as you defend yourself? What is the right amount of force to use? And Prime Minister Gonzalez, when he called in from Africa, made the point that if I chuck you, Denny, chuck me back. If I chuck you and you see me coming again, you could make evasive action, you could swing your hand to push me out of the way and so forth. But if you take out your gun and shoot me in my head, every Vincent, I believe, watching something like that play out would say, Denny wicked.
Ain't necessary.
It ain't necessary. But that is where we are. And it continues. The last thing I heard this morning was that all hospitals in Gaza, all. So ever so often, a child in an incubator going dead. Children going to die. Elderly going to die. Won't they going to die? Because Israel is defending itself. I mean, I could imagine the danger that these sick, maimed, incubated children represent to Israel. I could imagine the danger. So you need to deal with them. I could imagine the danger that some people in a refugee camp, some picnic nigger in a refugee camp pose to Israel. So you need to drop a bomb and wipe them out because you have to defend yourself against them. Anyway, I don't know, boy. To sit down and you can't do nothing. Then I scroll to TikTok. 50% of what I see, 60% of what I see is about Palestine. You turn on the TV. I mean, the US in its complicity try to avoid discussing it on their TV, and so they try to change the discussion with other things. But when you see Benjamin Netanyahu doing the TV rounds on the weekend on American TV, you see that they're losing the PR. So they bring out the Prime Minister himself. But I don't talk. You
All right, well, we'll take a break, take a commercial break, and then come back and deal with some local issues. Continue to keep it locked in.
It's fast. No waiting. Easy to play. You can win instantly.
Available at all Lotto agents from Tuesday, November 21st, Tuesday, November 14th. There'll be thousands of dollars to be won. A Lotto jackpot of $280,000. A new home, car, or that college education.
Lotto, you have to be in it to win it.
Next Lotto jackpot, $280,000.
Out with the old, in with the new. In the past, you complained when we failed. We listened and went back to the drawing board. At last, a new, fresh beginning. A fresh face, a new product. International Standard Metals A792 presents Galvaloon, an aluminum roofing metal, branded best used for roofing material, tested and proven to be of superior quality. Get wider coverage for the best prices on the island. We offer a variety of colors, including zinc sheets. Also, take advantage of our unique roofing patterns, U-panel, industrial, and crimp Spanish style. Visit us at the Diamond Industrial Estate. Call us at 784-456-9900 or email bmlsvg@gmail.com. Galvaloon, a product of International Standard Metals.
Thinking of winning the Lotto jackpot? Well, there is an easy way. Combo Play. Choose 4 numbers from 1 to 36. That's a combo 4 at a cost of $64. Match any 4 of the 5 numbers and win the Lotto jackpot. There's Combo 6, where you purchase 6 numbers for only $12. Match any 5 of the 6 Lotto numbers and hit the jackpot. How about Combo 7? That's a purchase of 7 Lotto numbers for $42. Match any 5 of the 7 numbers and you will win the jackpot. There are also Combo 3, Combo 8, and Combo 9 Lotto plays. Visit the NLA headquarters in Pauls Avenue or WhatsApp 495-6886 for more details. Lotto, you have to be in it to win it.
Greenhouse, renovating or updating, we supply high-quality engineered hardwood flooring, luxury vinyl planks, and a wide assortment of stylish trims. We also supply wall and floor tiles and tiling-related products. How about your staircase? We have railings, posts, spigots in metal, stainless steel, wood, and glass to make your staircase a centerpiece. We offer personalized selection and shipping service from Canada to SVG. Contact Marlon on WhatsApp at 289-200-7649 or District Stairs on Facebook.
At the People's Pharmacy, we've put our mission at the center of our name. We are people-centered, and every day we renew this commitment to providing products and services that help our valued customers lead healthier and happy lives. The People's Pharmacy fills prescriptions promptly and accurately, and also offers a wide range of vitamins and supplements, plus generic medication for everything from an upset stomach to the common cold. We offer toiletries and baby care items, skin care and hair care items too. All that coupled with a friendly, knowledgeable, and efficient staff to ensure customer satisfaction every time you shop. The People's Pharmacy offers extended opening hours, 8 in the morning to 8 p.m., Mondays through Saturdays. For more information, give us a call at 456-1170. The People's Pharmacy. We go further to serve you better.
General Hardware still has the best prices on steel, lumber, and plywood. So go on, compare prices. And if by chance you find a better price, no stress. Just talk to the General and they will beat that price plus give you special priority delivery. Yes, General Hardware offers free island-wide delivery on most purchases. So you never have to worry about getting your goods on site on time. Plus, shopping at General Hardware is a pleasant experience with friendly, knowledgeable staff always ready to serve. What more could you wish for, huh? So come to General Hardware for proper service, lowest prices, free delivery, and see why nobody beats the General. Nobody.
Sandra, where you going in such a hurry?
Y'all, I have so much stuff I need to buy. I need to get to town fast. Plus, it's end of month.
But what you really need to buy, so?
Well, I need to look for a swimsuit for my pool party Sunday. I need to pick up my medication, and I need some nails to fix the door, and I have to get something to eat. Oh yes, and I need to buy some grease and go bank to get some money for all that.
Cassandra, you can get all those things at the Joshua Center.
For true?
Yes, girl, everything.
The Joshua Center has everything for you, from clothes to decor, and even grab a drink and lunch too. It's all here just for you.
Customize your kitchen exactly how you like it. At Jake's Kitchen, we supply natural British hardwood cabinets for all purposes, like over the hood and standard wall cabinets with wine and plate racks and different accessories to choose from. And Jake's Kitchen has the very best white and stainless steel microwaves, stoves, and fridges with water dispenser. And we've got items for other parts of the house too. Give your kitchen that posh Hollywood look for the best price in the land. At Jake's Kitchen, open 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. Mondays to Fridays and until 12 Saturdays. Jake's Kitchen, upstairs Caribbean Glass, Grenville Street. Call 456-2126. Email sales.caribglass@vincisurf.com.
Accidents can happen. In the blink of an eye, there can be injury or even death. Protect yourself today. Call Century Insurance at 456-2247 or Beckway 458-3855 or contact our representative, Mr. Jason Sergeant, in the Visual Mall in Beckway 454-4260. Protect your investment from passenger liability, earthquake, volcanic eruptions, floods, hurricanes, contractors all risk, and more. We cover all classes and types of motor vehicles and heavy equipment. Century Insurance, upstairs, the First St. Vincent Bank building in Kingstown. Call us today and let us protect you. Call our Kingstown office at 456-2247 or Beckway 458-3855 or contact our representative, Mr. Jason Sergeant, in the Bayshore Mall in Beckway at 454-4260. Century Insurance. We protect you.
Play for and win even more. National Lottery says more cash in store. 4 numbers from 0 to 9. In 5 grand with $1 in line. Base 4 and back it's a 2. There'll be lots of cash waiting for you. Choose for Monday to Saturday. Go get your tickets, it's so easy to play. When you play for, you win even more.
More reasons to play this game. More money for way. Super 6 a bigger jackpot game.
$470,000. That's the Super 6 jackpot from midday Tuesday, November 14th. It's $470,000.
More jackpot money. More reasons to play this game. More money for way. Super 6 a bigger jackpot game. Beautiful white and black sand beaches. Lush mountains and valleys. Rivers, hidden waterfalls, and multiple islands and islets. St. Vincent and the Grenadines. We are a friendly people, welcoming tourists from all over the world with exotic boutique and luxury hotels and a hospitable business environment. Let's make all tourists welcome at our international airport, on cruises, on yachts, on sailboats, on land and sea tours, at beach lines, at our restaurants, shops and bars, and at our national festivals. St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Tourism is everyone's business. Live it, love it, embrace it.
Tourism is everyone's business. Live it, love it, embrace it.
That could have been you. An accident that could have been avoided because your tires had almost no grip on the road. Safety is a factor that should never be overlooked when it comes to your car or whatever you drive. SPG Tire Sales and Services in Falls Avenue and in Arnisvale carries a wide selection of quality new tires to fit any car, truck, minibus, or SUV, so you can experience a comfortable and safe commute every time. We are agents for the world's most reliable brands on and off the road, including Kenda Tires, the king of the mountain, Cooper Tires, king of the road and track, Ostone, the king of the outback, and High Fly, the king of the Asian highway. We also carry new tires for light or heavy-duty trucks from MRF, High Fly, and Linglong. A reliable set of new tires keep you, your passengers, and your payload always in the safe lane. So when you need quality tires with reliability at 100%, choose SPG Tire Sales and Services in Kingstown, 457-1467, or in Arnisvale, 456-6444. SPG Tire Sales and Services. Surfaces. Performance and reliability proven when the rubber meets the road.
Say right if you want it low. Take it easy. Take it easy. What's the hurry now? What's the rush? Take some time out, burn some kush. Like to shut up, you're always on the go-go. Systematic, you have you spinning like a yo-yo. What's the hurry now? Play it cool. Some with them, say me, just a fool. But hustle, you hustle for the money and you're down now. But it's alright if you take it real slow. Sometimes you don't have to worry. Feels like you're going nowhere in a hurry. What's the hurry now? What's the rush? Take some time out, burn some kush. Like to shut up, you're always on the go-go. Systematic, you have you feeling like a yo-yo. What's the hurry now? Play it cool. Some with them, say me, just a fool. But hustle, you hustle for the money and you're down now. But it's alright, you take it real slow sometimes. Say right if you want it low. Take it easy. Take it easy. Yeah, cause in this life, we all fi move forward. Now bring you off your room, me no drama. We done with the bag of the talk of them karma. You reap what you sow, you is a farmer. Like you know, you plant one bad seed, it a go grow. 50 million bad seed, you know, say them a troll. God help them, cause they never know. Make the goodness in your heart take control. Because you don't have to worry. Feels like you're going nowhere in a hurry. What's the hurry now? What's the rush? Take some time out, burn some kush. Life to shut up, you're always on the go-go. Systematic, you have you spinning like a yo-yo. What's the hurry now? Play it cool. Some with them, say me, just a fool. But hustle, you hustle for the money and you're down now. But it's alright if you take it real slow sometimes. Say right if you want it low. Take it easy. Take it easy.
Voice of the one, Collie Buds. Take it easy.
What?
What's that?
What?
Hold on. Yeah, good. Right.
Why you ain't playing Govy, Governor and the Tanner?
Take it easy. What's the rush? Huh?
I want a governor. I want. Did you see the promo that he did? I'm picking up Dr. Friday. You see that? You saw that? Yeah, it's on TikTok. No. Had it been a ULP function, I'm picking up the comrade. You know what I'm saying? Terms of endearment, man. Like, but he's Dr. Friday, and I'm when you work hard for your PhD, we not take that from you. You name Doctor, and you're Friday. So that's yours. But we're in serious times, don't serious times, and it seems that the entire global community is at a crossroads. Is at a crossroad. And it means that very important decisions are there for us to make on a local front that would determine how things happen or how we are able to contribute to the many challenges of our world. And at this time, it means that more than any other time in the Earth's history, that strong, experienced, knowledgeable leadership is critical. Absolutely critical. As we navigate through what is happening right now, you have heightened tensions, and these tensions threaten to undermine the work of the United Nations and other organizations that have sought to help us to create an environment of peace, global peace. And what we're seeing now, you know of what is happening in Ukraine and Russia. You know what is happening in Palestine and with the Israelis, and for many years that was before it was a frozen conflict. It out. No. But you have frozen conflicts in Georgia. You have the frozen conflict between Armenia and Azerbaijan. You have issues. You have conflicts in the Democratic Republic of Congo and other African countries. And all of these things are happening, taking place, and threatening the very survival of individuals. Because when these things happen, Denny, they impact the availability of goods and services. We saw what the war in Ukraine did to prices, commodity prices. And if there is an expansion of the Middle Eastern conflict that includes OPEC countries, Iran, Saudi Arabia, and so forth, vulnerable countries like St. Vincent and the Grenadines are at the brink and more susceptible to the volatility that would arise as a result. Rising prices, breakage, disruption in shipping. That's the term I use, but you know what I mean. So your transportation disrupted. All of these things would invariably result in more difficult times for St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Now, something like what is happening now brings the relevance of Petrocaribbean and Alba into sharp focus. Regional agreement with Venezuela that is meant to assist developing countries like St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Let us not forget that Venezuela, the Bolivarian Republic of Venezuela, just recently wrote off or forgave close to $200 million in debt for St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Let's not forget that. And let's remember the arrangements that we had for cheaper oil that would help us in our energy costs and in our energy reliability, energy security, and the way the social programs were being structured to help us in our quest to protect the most vulnerable of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, the poor, the marginalized. And with what is happening with the US and the sanctions and so forth, we've had a disruption, a cancellation of some of those programs because it just can't happen. We can't find ways to pay Venezuela and so forth. So our lifeline is strangled. But now the major producers are involved in what could be an expanded situation that would put us in real problems. And so at this time, experienced, knowledgeable, responsive leadership is more critical than ever. And yeah, you know, when I was studying, and then you might remember this too, because you've been studying too. That's no, we on the scoop, we don't joke now. While we working full time and coming in doing radio, we studying too now. We ain't wasting time. And then sometime after, when it's tough boy and you have tough assignment and thing, I study for a couple hours, boy, and it drain and your brain can't take no more. You put on some music, no man, some Cali buds and so, you know what I mean?
Or you just simply go for a walk.
Yeah. And then you reset and you come back to the serious business. Because that's just entertainment, and entertainment is thing. So I don't have a problem with anybody taking entertainment Saturday night. Go for entertainment. But then when the entertainment done, understand that there's a serious organization called the ULP that has a message for you and a message that you need to focus on. and you recognize that the knowledgeable, serious, committed leadership that is required to put St. Vincent and the Grenadines forward, take us forward. First of all, to navigate St. Vincent and the Grenadines through these existing times, where you have to be able to look at everything that has happened, and your foreign policy has to respond to these things. So while we're dealing with how do we maintain our strong, vibrant relationship with Taiwan, while at the same time working with the PRC, People's Republic of China, in G77 and China, as part of the CDB non-barring member. How do we do that and manage both relationships? How do we support the Palestinian cause without having Israel feel that we hate them and we don't want to see their existence? How do we maintain our relationship in CARICOM with our brothers and sisters in Venezuela, while at the same time build strong ties with our friends in the Bolivarian Republic of Venezuela? So we have Guyana in CARICOM, we have ALBA, and we are part of both. But both Venezuela and ALBA, Venezuela and Guyana are in dispute. How can we use our own experiences and our leadership to use good offices to try and resolve the dispute? How do we maintain our relationship with Russia and Ukraine and the US? How do we ensure that our people are not disadvantaged traveling to Canada and to the US, but at the same time understand that we have a large swath of Garifuna population in Nicaragua, and so we forge closer ties with that country for the benefit of our peoples? These things are discussed between Govy and Itana, because I don't think anybody on the NDP platform, and when I say anybody, I mean anybody, the best at it might be Fitz, and I gave him a little credit for that, but they lack the basic understanding of how foreign policy forms part of our national development policy for the benefit of St. Vincent and the Grenadines and Vincentians. They're not in isolation. They're not in isolation. So we have hundreds of Vincentians in Taiwan, including my own daughter. And we know that the issues between the neighbors across the street, sometimes they fluctuate. Tensions rise, tensions are lowered. And do we, like some governments, play on that? Or do we, with common sense and good judgment, understand and recognize the complexities of that situation? And instead of fanning the flames, act in a mature way to try and, in our own way. I'm not saying we're not the US, we're not the UK, we're not P5. So we can't hold them together and hold hands and say, no, like we saying kumbaya. No. But in our own mature execution of our foreign policy, nations see how you can be principled and you can have relationship on shared principles. And so we can have our diplomatic relations with Taiwan, and our students can be in Taiwan, and we can benefit from Taiwan, but at the same time, we can work in various organizations and groupings with China. That ain't coming by guesswork, you know. That ain't coming by going in nice radio and sit down and talk foolishness, you know. That only comes after a profound understanding of the issues at hand and the development of the kind of experience and knowledge necessary to use the information, use all of the information available to arrive at the positive outcome. And I know sometimes young people like about that, Denny. Even the mature ones, they don't want to hear about foreign policy. They don't want to hear about, they want to hear about Friday and Lickak, and you can beat them election. I like that, but too, no. I like that, but I like that, but too. But there are times when it is necessary for us to put things in a particular context so that people could understand why they need to make certain decisions. I remember, I don't want to bore you too much with this, but I remember last week when I was on Jomo's program and he talked about teaching, between teaching and communication, which I prefer. And I said to him, boss, I see myself as a teacher every single morning when I come on the scoop. Because I try my best to bring relevant, useful information to the listeners. And every discussion we have, it is hoped by us here in the studio that you're able to use the information to better make decisions or to make better decisions. Ultimately, it is my hope that when the all-important decision of who you would support to run the country, when the time for that decision comes, that you reflect on all of the discussions we've had. And you'd go into the polling booth and you'd say, boy, over the last 5 years, you might say, I didn't quite agree with X and Y and so on. But when I put the totality of things together, because nobody's perfect, and I look at the decision I have to make and what the circumstances, wrong word, I knew what I was using. The consequences, what the consequences of my decision would be, then there's only one natural decision: to re-elect Ralph Gonsalves and Labour to continue their fantastic work. And you embrace your own desire for better and for improvement, but at the same time appreciate that you can't take the advancements and the improvements and the betterments that we've had for granted, because too many of us are going down that road. And because it looks easy, we want to take it for granted. You think if you look at the periods, Denny, 1984 to 2001 was the period 2001 to 2023. The NDP 1984 to 2001 had a better period of economic activity, especially because of the money Banana was bringing in and the protective regime that we had to do so much more. By the time ULP came into office, there was no Banana. The whole monocrop thing done. And everything that we tried to do had stumbling blocks. There was a thrust for offshore financial services. Well, boy, between FETF and all them kind of thing, they cripple it, kill it. Nothing for do with me. Blacklist from you all over the place. Of course, there was the thrust into tourism by our own actions in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Our tongue was so stink and dirty that cruise ship stopped coming. So the ULP had to put in place a reset, as it were, and put things, infrastructure, to build where we were. And so we recognized that it was impossible to have a sustainable, viable tourism industry without an international airport. Something that others promised, something that others used as election gimmick and never delivered, even though their governance was at a period where money was coming in and an airport would have cost a fraction of it, but instead they build airport a Beckway. People forget that, you know. People forget that. Between, Denny, think about this. Tell me what you think. Between the airport in Beckway and the $200 million of Attlee Hall, you would not international airport?
Of course.
And Attlee Hall since 1989. Watch how long that $200 million get wasted. Was stolen, was scanned, however the former Prime Minister wants to describe it. Imagine taking the money that you're going to use for the Beckway Airport, which could have come subsequently, absolutely. But you had to weigh what is more important at the time in terms of priorities, an international airport or an airport on Beckway. And you look at the Attlee Hall Marina. I don't know how much the Beckway Airport cost, but I know Attlee Hall was $200 million. So if the airport in Beckway was another 30, 40 million, I don't know, you're looking at close to quarter billion dollars back in 1989, 1990. Our airport, our international airport bill since 1994. If you had a government that was thinking, that understood where the country needed to go, instead they wasted. McTeeves run away $200 million. You build the airport on Beckway that has never lived up to its potential. Look, as a matter of fact, if we are to be honest, the airports on the Grenadine Islands of Beckway, Canouan, Union Island, are primarily used by tourists. The majority of residents to those islands use the boat. And it's interesting then because a round trip on the fast ferry is not a whole lot cheaper than an airplane ticket. But people use the boats. People use the boats. Now, can we say the same thing for regional travel and international travel, that people use the boat more than the plane? No. So clearly, an international airport was, in my view, of a higher priority. Now, the airports, as I said, facilitate tourism. So I have no problems with that at all. We know what happens in Canouan with the jets coming in. We know Union Island as well. So yeah, they're solving their purpose. They're solving their purpose. But when a government decided to focus $200 million on Otley Hall and to build another airport on the Grenada Island, instead of making an international airport, as we see where Banana was going, or maybe because the whole WTO thing didn't happen yet, maybe the then Prime Minister didn't think that we would have ever lost. We would have ever lost the preferential treatment. But even so, as a trained agronomist, history says that every monocrop eventually is phased out. Because you had sugarcane, you had arrowroot. I don't know if you remember this, Denny, but there was a time when it cotton. There was a time when it come all around Peters Hope and so on, they find plenty tobacco. Plenty tobacco. I don't know if people remember that. So you had these single crops that did fantastic for the economy, but eventually they were phased out. So cotton, banana, sugarcane. So at some point in time, he must have expected that banana could go somehow and put things in place to cushion that. That wasn't done. And so we were left scampering once the protective regime was removed. And you have people living in the past about restoring banana to its former glory way. So you need that strong leadership, that knowledgeable leadership, that experienced leadership to help us to navigate through the challenges that come in locally, that exist locally, but also understanding that because of the globalized nature of our world, a lot of what we face locally are because of things happening globally, and our response to them determines the level of the impact.
I believe we have a call on line, so let's see who we have. Good morning.
Morning, guys.
Morning.
I'm listening to y'all, and I'm hearing Tian talking about all the, well, I don't know if to say wasted money, bad spent money, or what.
All a good work.
But you're missing quite a lot, you know.
Yeah. Well, I can't call all because there was so much.
You're missing quite a lot that you have to put into that mixing bowl. Because there was once a businessman in this country that said, one wonderful basket, right? And we have to talk about colonial homes, where we paid 3 times for lands that belong to the people of this country. We have to talk about a man that walked into a bank in this country and what he walked out with. There's a lot, you know. Remember the mess at the playing field?
Yeah.
Annisville playing field?
Yeah.
So when you put all of that money together, we should have had an international airport in this country a long time ago.
Absolutely. I agree with that.
But they want to come now to tell you to put them there because they have all the bright ideas. Where the hell they get them from? When all of them who is in that party still was part of all that went on in this country. So I don't know why they didn't have the bright ideas then. Why they're having it now. And I want to say something about that police carrying on, right? When I say police carrying on, changing the commissioner from one to the other, who resign away. But the police can come here and lock me up. So I'll leave that all together. I will never touch that, right? I will never touch that. But Vincent Chan, they're going to have a hope rally for young people. When the Education Revolution Bill went to Parliament, what are they thinking of the young people then? When they voted against it, young people, don't allow them to bamboozle you guys. Remember, who is sending children in this country, irrespective of who you support, whether it's green, blue, pink, whatever color, red, whatever, yellow, whatever color, everybody going. And as a matter of fact, let me say this, who on cut tonight on all the cuts? It would appear that more yellow going than red, right? But that's how it is, right? Do not allow them to outsmart all you. Because when the time was right to do things in this country, they didn't do it. They allowed it to slip through their fingers. But now they see the writing on the wall and they see what the young people are capable of doing with help. And let me say the help is from Ralph Gonsalves. Because he said, all administration, that no child must be left behind. And that is exactly what is happening. But they said no. They said 2030. Remember that? So all they will still have to wait after this 5 years, another 5 years. So I don't know what all they will do. Now we have doctors coming back, we have lawyers, we have people in all fields. Things me can't even call. Names me can't even call. But they're not coming to tell all about hope for young people. They have no kind of shame at all. And we have people in this country who have gone from school to school, begging and pleading with people.
Miss Murphy gone there?
So the pay that's what it seems if the call is dropped out.
She gone there. Miss Murphy, apologize for that. I'm not sure what happened, if that was on your end or ours. Yeah. And yes, Miss Murphy, there's so much more. There's so much more that we could talk about. So much more. But what you mentioned definitely is the fact that all of a sudden they know how to find young people. They know how to find young people. And they're the hope for young people. And like you said rightfully, all of a sudden they have ideas. They have ideas so much that it's the ULP that's stealing their ideas. Never mind that upon careful examination of their ideas, all you hear is, well, it's really a ULP idea that we like, that we see popular, that we try and improve on. That's all, That's all. That's all. Remember they were going to cut that in half? But the stupidity and unworkable nature of that proposal was eventually found out. And so it's now not half. We move 3 percentage points over it, so we can get to 13%. The plan to reduce taxes isn't an idea. It's something that every government does. So, if, for example, tomorrow the ULP announces that we're reducing VAT from 16% to 14%, what are they going to say? You still the idea? But we've shown that this government, more than any other, has shown its readiness to reduce the tax burden on Vincentians over and over and over as we've reduced the tax threshold from where we met it at 40% by the full of ideas NDP to where it is now 28%. I wonder if people didn't realize that. How come they do not tell you that the reduction of income tax and the increase of the threshold is their idea? This government is not for reducing taxes. And we reduce taxes in a manner that directly impacts the disposable income of Vincentians. You notice? The only time, Lenny, you see a direct reduction in things at the retail is for price control items. So if tomorrow the government say the price per gallon of gas goes down, you see that directly. Do this test. Anybody remember what rubbing alcohol was before COVID? I know it reached up high. Check to see if it come back down to where it was. Prices don't ever go back down to any. It don't matter what happens. Prices don't ever go back down. And I can guarantee you that if VAT is reduced by 4 percentage points, that the price of goods on the shelf would remain exactly the same, because the merchants could tell you some reason why. Oh, well, that go down, but so and so happened, and this and that happened, and so on and so on and so on. So the prices would stay exactly the same. It would not benefit the consumer. You know who could benefit? Business. And the NDP has shown that they are extremely pro-business at the expense of the consumer. They've shown that. Prices go down in terms of the cost of inputs, whether it's the fuel surcharge or what have you. But as a matter of fact, I always make the point, the cost of my favorite homemade bread has gone up by 30-something% this year alone. From $2.50 to $3 to $3.25. So 75 cents for one loaf of bread. 75 cents, Denny, for a loaf of bread. And it has increased by 75 cents. Almost 30%. How? So I'm confident that an increase in VAT, that a decrease in VAT will not be passed on to the consumer, but it will benefit business. Confident of that. But where it really matters, your PAYE, government continues to work with you to ensure that you get more disposable income. And I'm one of those, anyway, I ain't gonna say that now. I'm gonna say that at a different time. I ain't gonna say that now. Yeah, but I ain't gonna say that now. I ain't gonna say that now. I'm gonna say it eventually now, but I know. So they could push all of their pro-business ideas at the expense of the consumer, at the expense of working Vincentians. But this government that we voted for since 2001. And I encourage you to continue to support and vote for in 2025. has shown repeatedly that at the heart of its policies lie the Vincentian people, the Vincentian worker. Because we intend to ensure that people's living standards are greatly improved. When we said we would lift St. Vincent higher, as people's living standards improve, as people's spending power improve, as people's living standards and spending power improve, business could do better. We do not need, because people have money, they go spend. People have money, they go spend. And even when they save, they're saving to spend. You don't realize that? So there's no need to sacrifice the Vincentian worker for your business friends who you're hoping, well, by now your funding should be drying up because the business friends realize there's really no realistic chance of you being government, farming government. So I don't know. You're probably struggling with the funding. No, Jill. No, Jill. My sister asked if the 10 cents bread is not some friends. No. The 10-cent bread, is how much 10 cent bread now, Denny?
$2.
How much you get in the bag? 5.
5, yeah.
Yeah, so you're getting five bread for $2. So it's 40 cents of bread now, Jill. So you're not too badly off. The 10-cent bread is 40 cents. Yes. What I was referring to was homemade bread that I like. To me, the best tasting homemade bread in the country that I buy from a particular supermarket. And at the start of this year, those bread cost $2.50 for one. You could get it in a bag of one or a bag of two. By the beginning of this year, it was $2.50 for one. By August, it was $3.25 for one. So this year alone, it increased by 75 cents. So what I used to buy for $5, a bag of two, is now $6.50. But the 40-cent bread, but the 10-cent bread, now 40 cents. Well, I don't buy that. And and the truth is I don't eat much bread. So, I eat bread generally in the weekends. And quite a few weekends now I haven't even bought bread. I'm trying to reduce my level of starch intake. Well, Darky wants to be healthy. Darky, if he's buy health bread for $10.99, then it's bread we're talking about now, Darky.
That's a healthy price.
Hey, listen to me. $10.99 for bread? Listen to me, eh? That will stop on the shelf, eh?
Because if we have a call, so let's say good morning.
I am honored. Thank you, gentlemen.
Morning, buddy.
Speaking of cost of living and prices, you're absolutely right, Prices go up. And like you said, because of the COVID or the war in Ukraine, etc., even after all these things subside, prices still. I was pointing out to a couple of folks a few weeks ago, something that I observed at a supermarket. Now, let's say the price of a large tin of corned beef was $11. All of a sudden, the price of the size below that is like 10 something, but discontinued carrying the large can. Almost as if we're going to forget that this was I actually hope that we will. You probably be doubting yourself and say, well, I guess this is what I always pay. That was always the price. So you have all kind of tricks and shenanigans operating. And it's not right, though.
It is not right.
It's not right to be taking advantage of the consumers like that. We know, we understand that there has been increasing prices because of several factors. But I think that it's been abused. Anything during COVID, anything that had the slightest inkling that it was something good to fight against, to build your immune system or for disinfectant or whatever.
Yep.
The price was jacked up. It was said that garlic is good to boost the immune system. So all of a sudden, you get in two tubes of garlic for $5. One for $5. But that has since come back down. I guess supply and demand and glut in the market would take for that. But during COVID, oh yeah, right. But we have to be reasonable. People do understand that the prices of things would increase from time to time for various reasons, but it should not be abused. Understand, it is talking about price gouging. Come on, you have customers who've been patrons and customers at your supermarket and businesses. Okay, some woman now with a family who's shopping at your supermarket, was going to your supermarket since she was a kid with her grandmother holding on to her grandmother's skirt. 50 years. Come on. Where's the loyalty? Only goes one way?
One way.
One way?
One way.
That's not right.
One way.
That is not right. And gentlemen, as you were saying, with the situation here and with the various conflicts all over the world, we have to be very, very circumspect and understand that these are very trying times. And I guess it's a time when we need to go back to our old values, and understand that these are signs of the times. For those of us who believe in prophecy, it's pretty much the fulfillment of there shall be wars and rumors of wars.
And the Christians are allowing for the suffering of the children, because you guys suffer the children, suffer little children.
Okay, now.
Help me out, please, now, because I know you're a man of the word, and you're talking about prophecy, so I always read it, suffer the little children to come unto me. So because Christians believe that when they die, your soul or your spirit goes to heaven, so he's suffering them so they could go to Jesus fast as children. That's okay.
Say that again.
So I know some Christians believe that when you die, you go to meet the Lord. So is this how we're suffering little children to go and meet the Lord as children by allowing 4,000 plus of them to get killed?
Boy, I don't know, but we really, really, really need to pay attention to what's happening.
Boy.
And understand that it's prophecy being fulfilled.
Okay.
I don't want to sound like a preacher.
Well, I wanted the prophecy. We're suffering them to meet the Lord.
Begin to come to pass.
Right.
Look up. Lift up your heads.
Yes, my brother.
Redemption draweth nigh.
Redemption draweth nigh.
Gentlemen.
Have a good one.
Take care. All right.
Suffer the little children to come unto me. Let me send them home to meet God. 4,500 of them in Palestine. Yeah. Prices go up, they never come down. I know they used to have a riddle, Denny. Riddle me. What goes up and never come down? That's the answer to that, Denny. Prices. Oh my Lord. I think this is where we come to the end of the program, right, Denny?
Definitely. Wrapping it up here on a Monday morning. Thank you ever so much for being a part of it. God's willing, we'll be back with you tomorrow. Keep it locked in.
It's fast. No waiting. Easy to play. You can win instantly. Available